Hello everyone and welcome to episode 22 of a Selhurst Success Story and our last home game of the season. We are guaranteed second place in the Premier League. Liverpool have been crowned champions for a third year in a row. We are unbeaten since the last episode, but Liverpool have been absolutely phenomenal with wins, like big wins, like a 5-1 win I think it was over Man City. They were crowned champions after the last game when they got a 0-0 draw with Newcastle. We beat Man United, I think, in our last game. But I thought I'd come back for this. We've got two more games left of the season. Brighton and Brentford. I'm not going to bother showing the Brentford game, but I am going to show the Brighton game because it's against our biggest rivals. And if we avoid defeat, it means we've gone all season without losing at home. The team is Lafont, Agu, Anderson, Rennan, Mitchell, Camavinga, McTominay, Elise, Eze, Edouard and Plozek. We have started making a few plans for next season already. I'll show you him in a bit, but I have agreed a deal to sign another wonder kid, Adam Karabek from Sparta Prague. He had a £7 million release clause, so I met it. He's agreed terms, and even if he's a bit of a flop, we'll make an absolute fortune out of him if we sell him on. Other than that, I thought that after winning the League Cup we might have decided to go on a bit of a break, but we didn't. We've played really well. Like I said, we're unbeaten. I think we've played 8 games since that cup final. We've drawn a few. We've drawn 3, maybe 4 games since then, which has let us down. But basically, our title challenge disappeared in February. We had a bad February. We went on a run. I think it was like 3 defeats in the league. And that killed us. We've only lost, I think, 5 games all season. And most of them were in February. So that's where our season went down the pan as far as our title challenge went. But, like I said, we're guaranteed second place. And we were tipped to finish in the, like, just in the top half. I think it was like 9th. There's Alex McAllister, Alexis McAllister. I've never even heard of him. He puts Brighton 1-0 up. I don't want the players to go on holiday now because I want to try and avoid defeat here. We've gone all season unbeaten at home. Yeah, we were tipped to finish top half. I think it was like 9th maybe in the predictions, the media predictions at the start of the season. The board wanted us to finish top half. I said about top 6 and a deep cup run. Well, we're going to finish second and we've won a cup. So we've exceeded expectations this season. Been awful so far. And all in all, it's been a fantastic campaign for us. Elise looks absolutely shattered. Oh, he's picked up a knock by the looks of it. Bring a sprayer on for him. Yeah, we can look to next season to try and maybe topple Liverpool, but Liverpool are like 3 times champions on the bounce now. It's going to be extremely difficult to knock them off of their perch. And also, we've got to see if we can hold on to our best players. I've given Elise and Plozek new contracts just to increase their minimum release clauses. Both got minimum release clauses in their contract. Plozek, what was that? Yeah, both got minimum release clauses. They both wanted to keep a minimum release clause in their contract. So by offering them both a new contract, I just managed to increase that. So if they do go, we'll get a bit more money for them. This is absolutely dire, this performance. We'll bring a Cardi on. We'll drop Edson, Edouard back there. We'll bring Petkovic on. We'll demand more. Yeah, and I need to look at also trying to increase the depth of the squad. I said it before. It if we do get a couple of players on international duty or a couple of injuries or whatever, we do struggle. There's a Spreer, and that is 1-1. It looks like the Brighton players are going to protest, but a great cross from Edouard. I moved Edouard out to the left. Petkovic to Mitchell. Mitchell, great ball over the top. Edouard pulls it back, and a Spreer, unmarked, open goal, nods it in, and that is 1-1. And hopefully that is our unbeaten home record preserved for the entire season, and indeed it is. A whole season unbeaten at home, which I would definitely take. That is a definite positive. It means all 5 of our defeats this season have been away. I'm disappointed. We should have won that game, really. We were the better team. But if you look at the table there, you can see we're guaranteed second. 6 points off the top. Liverpool have got 2 games in hand over us still. We've only got 1 game to play. They've got 3 to play. So the gap, if they win both of their games in hand, goes to 12 points. That's quite a big gap to overturn, especially when I don't want to upset the squad balance too much. In saying that, though, about not upsetting the squad balance too much, this is the player that we have already agreed to sign that I mentioned during the Brighton game. Adam Karabek, 20-year-old wonder kid. He looks phenomenal. His best role is as a shadow striker. We don't play with an attacking midfielder at the minute, so he's probably going to be dropped back into midfield, but he's accomplished there. He can play as a Mazzala, advanced playmaker, central midfielder, roaming playmaker, deep lying playmaker. He can do anything, the boy. But look, his stamina, pace, balance, agility, acceleration, his flair, his technique, his first touch, everything is fantastic. If we look at attacking midfielder, he would be the best one on our squad. Up to a possible 5-star player potential. This season in the league for Sparta Prague, he's got 7.41 rating, 5 goals and an assist from 22 appearances. 7.17 last season, 8 goals, 3 assists in 16. He is a full international. He scored 3 goals in 6 appearances for his country this season. And then 8 under-21 goals in 20 caps at youth level. He looks phenomenal. And like I said, £7 million release clause. I can't quite remember what... see, it doesn't show the offer. Yeah, it doesn't show what we offered him. But I think that his release clause is something like 80 million. It's something silly anyway. But yeah, he is the player that we've agreed to sign. I am looking at different ways of improving the squad. Players that possibly have had their day here. Players that we can move on. And I am trying to identify their replacements. But that is all to come in the future. We've got a game against Brentford to go and get played. And then I'll come back for our season review at the end of this episode. Victory on the final day of the season over Brentford sees us cement our place in second. We were already guaranteed second anyway. Adam Plozek hit a hat-trick. Just to show me that he was always the player that should have been the advanced forward in the squad. He was an excellent player when he played on the left wing, but since I moved him up front, he's been phenomenal. Goals galore. So I think that will be his main role for next season. But let's have a look at our end of season review in what was a season that exceeded all expectations and gave us something to celebrate in our Selhurst Success Story. The new arrivals. To be honest, our new signings haven't set the world on fire this season. Camavinga is down as our star signing of the season. He's a world-class midfielder at the age of 21. 7.07, 43 appearances, 3 goals, 8 assists. For the money he cost, I don't think it's been that great a return. £75 million for a 7.07, but he has put in some decent performances when needed. Alban Lafont, 34 appearances. I think he kept 6 clean sheets all season, which again, £19 million is not a great return. Kaiki only made 8 starts, 6 sub appearances. Still classed as a wonder kid. He was always going to be a squad player this season. McTominay came in late, played 12 starts, 3 sub appearances. Mauro Icardi, 7 sub appearances, 2 starts, 2 goals, no assists. Wasn't really that good, but he was only brought in as a backup, really. Edin Nketiah only started 3 games all season, 12 appearances off the bench, 2 goals, 1 assist. And Marquezine didn't play. The board seemed happy enough. B-, C, B-, C+, B-, and a B. So they seem happy enough with the signings. They've not been overly critical of anyone. Maybe the Marquezine one could have been. They're quite critical. Feel that his wages are too high. They probably are, but he ain't going to be around for much longer anyway. Transfers out. The board are content with the deal to sell Benjamin Sesko, mainly because we made a big profit. I'm kind of unhappy, but it also gave us that. It forced us to put Adam Hlozek up front, and he's been absolutely phenomenal. So it may have been a negative in selling Sesko, but it was a positive because Hlozek has risen to the occasion. The season's results. Premier League, like you see, we finished second. Board expectation was top half. Adam Hlozek top scorer with 22 goals. The board are delighted that we qualified for the UEFA Champions League, and so am I. Like I said, the top 6 was my aim. They wanted us to finish top half. I wanted top 6. 6th place was 63 points. We finished 14 points ahead of that. Second place, 7 points off the top eventually. So that isn't that much of a gap to close for next season. I'm hoping that we can do it if we hold on to our best players. FA Cup, we're disappointed with 3-0 defeat away to Everton in the midst of that terrible February that we had. And we won the League Cup, as you all know. The board are delighted that the team won the EFL Cup this season. Some solid victories along the way. 2 penalty shootout wins over Liverpool and Brighton. Decent win over Arsenal. And then that final against Man City, which was absolutely phenomenal. Our biggest win of the season was a 7-1 over Blackburn on New Year's Day. Match to remember was a 2-1 win over Man United. To be honest, I remember quite a few more than what I remember that one. And the goal of the season was scored by Michael Elise in a 3-1 win over Aston Villa. The finances, we're current. It says previous was national, but it's got continental when I flick over it. So it says the club's reputation has not changed, but I'm sure it will when we move into the Champions League. I'm not going to bother too much on the annual revenue. Total merchandise sales 2.77 million. Shirt sales 37,942 shirts sold. Hlozek was the most popular. Elise, Camavinga, Edouard and Icardi. Weird. Maybe Icardi was just on his reputation alone. The best 11 of the season was Lafont, Agu, Anderson, Wren, Mitchell, Mansverk, Camavinga, Elise, Eze, Hlozek and Edouard. Pretty much the team that we played throughout. I mean, Gerhi and Renan swapped about a little bit. Mansverk didn't play as much as he maybe could have done. He made 30 appearances for the season, but 16 of them were off the bench. The Accolades. I won Manager of the Month twice. and I got the Manager of the Year. So we'll take that. Michael Elise was the Fans Player of the Season, and the Young Player of the Season, Eduardo Camavinga, was the Signing of the Season. Elise also got Goal of the Season. Adam Plozet with 29 goals in all competition was our top goal scorer. Odson Edouard with 16 assists. He sort of changed his style of play. Before he was a big goal scorer, but now he's been more of a team player, more assists. Elise got 10 Player of the Match awards. Plozet got the highest average of 7.7, and the most passes completed per 90 minutes was Florian Grilic, 68 passes in the 90 minutes. English Players Young Player of the Year was Michael Elise. English Footballer of the Year was Michael Elise. English Players Player of the Year was Michael Elise, and English Players Young Player of the Year was Michael Elise. Michael Elise basically winning every award everywhere. He's now considered an elite winger, and we're quite lucky to have him, to be honest. I'm sure some of the bigger teams in the world are going to come sniffing around him. The same with Lozette. There's already been rumoured that Liverpool are going to come in and make a bid for him. But unless someone meets their release clauses, I'm not letting them go. Oh, I'll say that, but if they kick off a little bit, it might not. It might not work out that way. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end of season awards ceremony. Ryan Day from the Totally Football Show says, thanks to a great run of results in the middle of the season, Crystal Palace have enjoyed a successful campaign. And it was a successful campaign. A very successful campaign. The vision for next season. Again, they've said Premier League top half for the end of the next season. And to reach the first knockout round of the Champions League. I'm going to accept that straight off the bat. I'm reckoning, though, that by the time next season comes around, they'll want to qualify for Europe. Normally these that come up at this stage, qualify for Europe. By the end of the 25-26 season, so in 2 seasons' time, they want us to be recognised as the best of the rest. So the best team outside the top 6. Well, I want to be a permanent fixture in the top 6. So we kind of argue a little bit with that, but the lesser expectations, the less chance there is that I get sacked if it starts to go a little bit tits up. Right, that is going to bring this episode to an end. We've played our last home game of the season against Brighton and managed to stay unbeaten all season at home. We won our final game of the season. If you all want to just have a look at how the season finished up, 4-2 win away at Brentford for the final day. It was there. It was only 2 defeats in February at home, away. It was 3 defeats in total because of the cup game. It was only 2 in the league, but we went 4 league games without a win. If we had picked up some points there, you never know. 7-point gap against Liverpool to Liverpool at the top of the table could have been closed. But like I said, that's going to wrap this episode up. That's the end of the season, and I'll be back for the start of next season. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's been a fantastic season, and hopefully next season will get even better. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please hit the subscribe button. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. But it'd be really nice if you did. Also, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And I will see you all again soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.